Welcome to the check-in.
My name is Brianna.
And my name is Tondrea.
And we are your new favorite homegirls.
Checking in with each other and checking in with you.
Yes, so come on in, get comfortable, relax, and let's get into this conversation. Hey y'all.
Hey y'all. We're back again.
Yes, we are back again. Feels good to be back.
It does feel good to be back.
Yeah, I feel like it's been like forever.
It really does.
It hasn't.
Right.
No, but it does feel like it's been a long time.
Yeah. Thanksgiving. I had a nice break.
How was your Thanksgiving?
Good. Delayed. Black people.
Yeah.
I didn't eat till 10 p.m.
10 p.m.?
Exactly. Talk to them. See if they're listening. They know. I'm just playing. It wasn't my sister's fault, actually. It was another family member's fault. So I was like, bruh.
10. That's rude though.
Rude.
Okay.
Yeah. How was yours? Oh,
it was good.
Oh,
yeah. I
highs
mean,
and
yes, I
lows.
will. Yeah, highs and lows. Yes. It was good. I didn't have a traditional Thanksgiving, which for the first time was interesting.
It seems cool though.
Yeah, it was cool.
Right.
Like I had poke for Thanksgiving. So.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah.
Right. It doesn't have to be traditional.
Right. Highs and lows.
Yes.
My low is that I was stranded in the airport over the weekend. And it's not even like a low. It was very interesting and kind of fun, but the fact that like flights kept getting canceled and I strongly had to entertain the thought of sleeping on the ground outside of the Maui airport.
I know, that's crazy.
The fact that I was like, because also hotel rooms, ridiculous. They were trying to be like $500 for a couple hours.
No.
Right. Damn. So that was the low, and then Portland and then all of those going crazy. But yeah, and like having to like be on a plane or planes, but
oh yes.
we was good. Yeah. One of them, I was like, oh, you're shaking the table a little bit too much, God. But it was cool. My high is that I went to Hawaii.
I know, that's so dope.
I was in Maui. Great experience, like one of the best experiences I've ever had. The weather, of course, the nature, amazing. The people were nice. The person I was waking up in the morning, sitting outside of our, because we had a little patio for our little condo, whatever. Yeah. And it was just nature. And I was having coffee. I was living my dream. You know the dream I have. I was living my dream. I would have tea in the morning, coffee outside, and there's nature. There's birds and everything. Just it felt so good. And then just going to the beach and just chilling and just, it was so great. I have so many voice note journals of just being I'm in Hawaii. It was amazing. I got to meet some friends for the first time because I only knew them on social media, and I got to meet them there. So I just feel extremely blessed, and I'm back. And I actually missed my life here.
That's good.
That's a high.
That's good.
Yeah.
Oh.
So.
She said she wasn't coming back.
I wasn't coming back. And they were this close, but it made me being around my friends and them and all their kids and everything. It really made me be like, dang, I can't wait to have this one day. Yeah. And I'm but I have my community here.
Right.
Yes, I would move to Maui, but also I was like, wow, that would be. I can't wait to do that with us one day, and then being in England. Ooh, get out my location, but being in LA.
Right.
But yeah, it's just and also just knowing that this is great. They have this community, but I'm thinking about my community at home.
Right.
That's what just made me miss it and everything. And also of course I love it out there, but there wasn't that much Black people.
Right.
I miss the Black
that's
people.
True.
So
no, yes, definitely find your community, because then it's this is just a vacation spot.
Yeah.
So my high, I'm gonna start with my low. I'm tired. I'm drained.
That's not funny.
Like, and this week has been a week because I'm preparing for so much in the midst of life still going on. So I can definitely feel the physical effects of stress. Like, but like I'm getting a cold or feeling a cold coming on, rapid heartbeat or tightness in the chest, and like not really being excited or having a whole bunch of like gratitude for the things that are happening or that are about to happen, because I'm just
go.
Like this week has just literally been go. So that is my low. I'm actually like super duper drained and overwhelmed, but hopefully it eases up by tomorrow. And my high was I got a pedicure. And that,
ooh, I didn't even notice that. Okay.
It's the same color because I couldn't find the color that I wanted, so I said just give me the same color. But typically when I go to the nail salon, it actually stresses me out and brings me anxiety. But since I just got a pedicure, I think I know it's me getting my hands done. That brings me stress and anxiety. And I'm like super duper tense, and like it's just like it just stresses me out. But the pedicure by itself, I said, oh no, this is definitely going to be something that I implement in my self-care, because your girl wanted to go to sleep. She had the little needling thing, what they call it, needle. I think it is when the massage in my back.
Oh, yeah.
It was great. And she was doing her thing. And I just got a regular one. I didn't even get deluxe and all that crazy stuff. And I was just so happy.
Those things.
And I feel like she's like, I could tell this is relaxing her. Please, put me to sleep.
Put me to sleep. Please.
So that was like the best thing. That was definitely a high for sure. So yeah, pay it forward.
Paying it forward.
Do you want me to go?
Yes, please.
Okie dokie. So I have 2 this week, and the first one is a friend. I don't know why I waited so long to shout her out, but it's Love Beatrice, and it is handmade in Los Angeles, sustainable lifestyle brand. Oh, I said clothing probably because I'm used to when she was just doing clothing, but she's doing handmade jewelry now. And what else? She's done body butters. Honestly, she does a lot. Like when I first started following, baby clothes, like, yeah. So Love Beatrice.
Baby clothes.
Yeah, and they're so cute. Like, do you see this?
Oh, that is cute.
Yes, and the little, like, the jumpsuits. It's the cutest thing. Like, and she sews these.
She does?
Yeah, she does this.
Does she have an adult size of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like.
Period.
So well, this is the jumpsuit, but.
That's cute.
Yeah. And so I've gotten. Yeah, that's the jewelry. The jewelry is super duper fire. But I've gotten a sweater from her a long time ago. So, and it said a heavy praying woman. I wish she would bring that back. But I don't know if I don't think she's going to. The white sweater. And it just says a heavy praying woman.
Yeah. I think I've seen it.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, you probably have seen it. But just in general, I love sustainable clothing. I love like ethical, anything that's ethical, people doing things that are handmade, and she's actually making really nice items. So check her out. It is Love Beatrice. And the second one I stumbled upon from the Black Friday marketing, but I'm thankful because it's Black owned. It's called Hella Awkward Cards. It says Black and Asian owned, but it said on their bio, it says people you know, stories you don't. A card game for the awkward conversations you've been meaning to have. So when I first looked at it, I guess they got inspired by Insecure, and every time there would be an Insecure episode, they would kind of just dialogue about it. So it prompted them to like, oh, I'm inspired to make a card game. And it would be questions like about dating, or when was the last time you forgave yourself? So it's kind of like we're not really strangers, with question prompts, but just like, okay, we're having awkward conversations with people that we know.
Yeah.
And it seems like a really fun game. And the fact that it's a Black owned card game, that, you know, I like to talk and dig deep. So I definitely want to buy that sooner than later, even though nobody's coming to my house to play no card games. but I'll get there one day.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, I like that. I need that.
Yes.
So my businesses are the first one is Gypsy by Nature. Was Knature the Label.
Mm-hmm.
I'm used to call it Gypsy by Nature, but it's jewelry and watches.
Okay.
I love her stuff. I have little earrings with like what are they called? Baby hoops, kind of like. I feel like those, and I have an anklet, and I have some. I got some stuff and some bracelets from her.
Oh.
Of course, Black owned. She's a Pisces as well, and she's a yogi. And she makes like it says ethically created armor for the free soul.
Okay.
And she's really about like wild woman, like being your like natural, authentic self.
Yeah.
And let me just show you like her vibe is like.
Oh yes, I love the entire aesthetic.
Like all the jewelry, gold and silver.
That's fire.
So like I want all her stuff, and it's just it gives me like femininity. It gives me goddess. It gives me like like it gives me Sade.
Oh,
she actually has some hoops called Sade hoops.
Ooh, yes.
I have that one, and then my second one. Okay, so it's another jewelry. I just be loving me some jewelry.
Yeah, jewelry is it.
Paper Papayas by Shay R. Have you seen her stuff? Okay, I gotta show you. But artisan jewelry, Caribbean inspired. She makes like beautiful.
Nice.
Hold on, let me turn up so you can see.
Oh, that is so nice.
She all by hand. Okay, this is a video, but like her stuff is real. You could tell it's Caribbean. Yeah.
What?
All of them.
She's an artist.
She's an artist. Like the stuff that they're colorful.
Right.
They're simple, but also like they're eccentric, and like they're just stuff for any type of woman. If you like jewelry, if you want something that's like a little pop, but like not too much, but also you want something like colorful. Like it's just, I love her stuff.
Yeah.
So, yep, that is what I have for this week.
Cool. Thank you.
All right. So, getting into this conversation.
We're checking in this week with harsh truths.
Yes. Harsh truths about what we believed about ourselves and harsh truths that we allowed other people to believe about ourselves.
Yeah, if we get there. But
if we get there.
Yeah.
Okay. It's funny. I think about that TikTok where it's like, where she was talking all that mess, like the Zodiac one.
Right.
I'm about to air out your shit. Yeah.
About to air it out.
I'm about to air it out.
So, and then this topic, makes me think about, I don't know if you ever saw when Janae's song Triggered came out, and then she, at some point in the lyrics, she said something like, maybe it was my fault or something like that. And then it was like people going viral like, oh yeah, when Janae gets to that part, I just get quiet. Like I don't sing that part. So harsh truths could be aligned, and we're about to hold ourselves accountable.
Exactly. And I mean, that song started about her talking to herself.
Right. So
I was like, oh, it makes a lot of sense. So yeah. Woo.
So take it away.
So when I was thinking about this, I was just like, okay, I feel like for both of us, and let me, tell me if I'm wrong, this year has been a very reflective and heavy transformative year. And where we had we've uncovered a lot of stuff that we have we're not dealing with the BS no more.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of stuff we were like, oh, we had ourselves effed up. So I was like, let me know if I'm right. Okay. Right. So I was like, what are some harsh truths that we've learned about ourselves at least from just this year?
Okay.
Yeah. And I'll start with one of them that I have is that I remember, and this was like, whoa, being I'm a go with the flow type person does not work for me.
Oh, yes, I do remember this conversation. Yeah.
Because harsh truth, I don't like everybody. I don't like doing what everybody wants to do. And a lot of times when I'm like, oh, I'll just go with the flow, I'm allowing other people to decide, and for just so I won't cause any problem, or so I won't have to deal with anybody else's emotions or deal with that or their moaning or whatever, like all of that stuff. So I'm like, oh yeah, whatever. I'll put my stuff aside just so somebody else, so I don't have to deal with nobody else.
Yeah.
Because I can deal with my own frustration, quote unquote, but I don't actually.
Right.
But I don't want to have to deal with somebody else be like, I don't want to da 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 da, and irritating me. So a lot of times I'll be like, I'm just gonna go with the flow, or I'm not tripping. I don't care. No, I do. I do. I have a lot of opinions. There's a lot of stuff that I don't like to do, but I just do it so I don't know. No.
Yeah.
Harsh truth. I don't like dealing with half the people that I do like I was dealing with. Like
Right.
type, like, and not like them, but just like the stuff that they wanted to do, or just even like little stuff like, do you want to play a game? No, I don't want to play games.
Yeah.
Nope. I don't want to play board games. I don't want to do that.
Yes.
But it's like, I would just be like, oh yeah, I'll just go. I don't want to cause havoc. And it's like, nah, like, I'll cause havoc now.
Yeah.
I'll be that person. Growing up, I was that person, and then it was like, so I was like, okay, whatever. Nope, I'll be that person. Harsh truth. Don't care.
Is it harsh for who, though?
For others.
For others, not for you.
But it was harsh for me for a minute, because I had
learn.
to learn, like, you really have been allowing yourself to be a people pleaser and to say yes to things that you don't want to say yes to.
Right.
You're not saying no when you want to say no.
Right.
So it's like, and just realizing for years and years I was doing that because I didn't want to rock the boat or anything. But it's like, you need to rock the boat sometimes, because if you just want to, exactly, like if somebody's like, oh yeah, like if we were on the trip, oh yeah, I'm gonna go out and do this, like we're gonna go, and I'm like, no, I just want to chill out. It's okay if I just want to chill at home while everybody else is out. That's fine.
Yes.
But before, it would have been like, oh, I don't want to, but
no, right.
All the anxiety.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah.
I think I have a few. I've wrote some notes.
But I have a few. Go ahead. I'll bounce off of you.
But I think my biggest one, this is from 2020, like November 2020, up to now, that I think kind of segued the entire 2021 of like, yeah. So pretty much my harsh truth was that I am a people pleaser. That was hard to hear.
Yeah.
And the first time I heard it, like before, I just thought it was like me being selfless, me being considerate, and this caring person. And so it was around my mom's birthday, and I'm trying to make things happen because she's turning 50, and I'm like trying to just get things going. I wasn't stressing myself out too much, but it was still just like, who can come to a surprise party or whatever happens. Like, let's make it happen.
Yeah.
So like, when I'm talking to Malachi and like just expressing different things of how I'm like planning things out, he's like, don't be out here people pleasing, like as if he just knew this about his sister. And I'm like, what? I'm not a people pleaser. Like,
what you talking about?
What are you saying? Like, he's like, you know how you are. You be people pleasing. And I was just like, no. So that was like the first time I feel like that it really sat, like, he just said that flat out, like, and did not budge. What? And so then I'm talking to, what's it called? CJ on the phone, and I'm like explaining everything. And I was like, but I don't think I'm this, and this. And he goes, but that's the definition of a people pleaser. And I was like, no, when I think people pleaser, I think this is that and the third. So yeah, that started that segue, was going to therapy too, brought it up to her, was like, yeah, so pretty much people call me this, and I had to read up on it, and I am, and I don't like that.
I don't like that.
So that was like one of the harshest truths, but in the most beautiful way, because I've been working hard to unpack where it affects me everywhere and how I can break it down. So yeah, just in the simplest Are we just bouncing back and forth?
Yeah.
Okay, so so that was one. Yeah.
I have my next one is that this was hard, and I was like, I seek validation from other people to feel okay, and it's okay to seek some validation, but I started noticing with certain people, it would be like, we're going out somewhere, this outfit that I think is cute, in my head, and I put it on, I'm like, I think it's cute, but if I ask somebody, they're like, oh, like, if they don't give me the energy I need, I'm like, oh no, it's terrible. Or like, even like at work, if I'm not, like, basically, like, I validation also, I'm like, where's my praise?
Right.
Where are you telling me that, like, this is the best thing I've ever seen? Where are you telling me that, like, oh my gosh, like, cheer, like that? I had to learn that I really do seek validation. It's something that I have to work on a lot, because even like I was the other day have a conversation about writing, and was like asked, like, do you need other people to say that they like your writing for you to like your own writing? And I was like, low-key, yeah.
Right.
Low-key. I know I shouldn't. And overall, I still like my own writing, but like, if I don't get from writers that like, oh, you're a dope, or, like, you're a dope writer, or like, you should do, like, people like pushing me or type thing, I'm like, yeah, people don't really mess with that. I shouldn't be, like, it's stuff like that where I spiral, like, yeah, so,
I don't, I hear you, but I don't think, like, I think some is okay.
Some is okay, but when it's
not
all the time.
Relying on it, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. I started to realize there's some of it I rely on it. Or even, like, when it comes to, like, and it's like it's the people that I am very, very close with, whereas like when it comes to making decisions, I'll have a like, oh yeah, I want to do this, run it by somebody, and it really be like, instead of being like, oh, I'm gonna do this, but like, oh, what do you think? Oh, okay, we can workshop. It would sometimes be like, oh yeah, I want to do this. I don't think you should do it. Okay, I won't do it. Like, dang, like, you was just so excited. Like, some things that I'm like, right. So it's like, I had to notice, like, some things are okay, but other times, why are you letting other people, and again, it's like very, very close people, where it's like, no, we're not doing that. Like, you can't rely on other people to make your decisions for you just because you don't want to fall on your face and not get a gold star.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Another harsh truth. I still feel like I should need to do a little bit of research about it, but there was a post that I saw, it might have been, I want to say it was this year, of someone saying that your introversion might not be that you are actually introvert, it might just be from trauma. And so that was like, I had to, like, of course it was a thread, and I guess that was kind of a harsh truth, because, like, I've definitely developed introvert tendencies and characteristics, and I'm through and through, but I'm also like very extroverted. Like, for some people that know me well enough, like my older sister, she's like, you're not an introvert. Like, or other people are just like, you don't, that's weird how you say that. Like, you don't give me that. Like, even, what's it called? My special. Like, she's like, no, stop saying that. You're not an introvert. So I know how to flip them both on and off. But with them saying like that it can come from trauma, I definitely can see where of just everything that I went through in my childhood, and kind of just reverting to my own little hermit circle. Hey, nobody wants to hang out with me this weekend. I'm going to go to the museum by myself, or I'm going to go figure out something to do by myself. And then it kind of became, this is what she likes to do. But that's not always what I like to do. Like, I like to be included. I like to be invited to things. I like to be around people. Like, I like to have a healthy balance of everything. So I think when I went into like a super introvert and didn't want to have quality time with people, it definitely was like when they said that it could come from trauma, I was like, ooh, that stung a little bit. So working on being out there and like doing what I want to do, and taking time to myself, but not necessarily correlating that just to me being an introvert.
Yeah. Okay. I have one that I'm saving for later, but I have one that I'm still working through, and I'm still like questioning back and forth. And somebody brought it up actually today, and I was like, I don't know if I should put this out there.
It's okay.
Whew. I might have some. Okay, no. It goes together. Okay, I'll do this. I found out that I have an anxious attachment style.
Oh yes, I did put attachment style, but I was like,
yeah, I have an anxious attachment style, and that does come from childhood. Mm-hmm. And being an anxious attachment style is like I cling on really fast because I'm afraid that if I don't go fast, then they will leave type thing. So I learned that about myself, and ever since I've been learning about that stuff, I've been very like, let me make sure, being hypervigilant about it.
Yes.
Flipped to turning into avoidant attachment style. And somebody asked today, we were talking about like marriage and kids and all that stuff, and we say like, oh yeah, I want that, whatever. But then they're like, oh, okay, like, why would you, like, why does it seem tense when you talk about it? And they're like, what are you so afraid of? And they're like, are you afraid of commitment? And I was like,
oh, is that a truth for you? You're afraid of commitment?
I think I have the truth that I'm actually like deep down afraid of commitment, because we were talking about other stuff, and I was there like, yeah, it seems like you are a little bit afraid of commitment, like the idea of it, but when it actually comes down to it, or like I actually like real deal, and I was like, how did I go from anxious to
avoidant? I mean, I think I was talking to my sister about it today, and she was saying that under, like, yes, people have come up with multiple, but if you're studying like psychology, it's ambivalent, secure, and insecure. So even if you're under avoidant or anxious, like, it's still under the insecure attachment style. So that's probably why you have multiple. I'm a fearful avoidant, and I have anxious avoidant moments. Anxious moments, but definitely fearful avoidance. So
yes, and it's crazy because it's like when I think about like relationships, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm down to get into that, but like actually, some people are like, no, like I want this, I want to get married, and like I'm about to make it happen. Does that have to happen? Like that stuff like that, where it's like, yeah, no, like I want that, but if somebody was like right now, like, okay, like I'm the one for you, unless I'm like,
oh no, yeah, I hear you. I'm not afraid of commitment, but I think I'm afraid that, I'm not afraid of commitment, but I'm very particular about who right now. Like if somebody was to approach me right now, like, girl, I have feelings for you and I want this, and this, I'd be like, right. I would be stressed. Like, where are we going?
Where are we going? Like, what are we doing? Are you sure? Oh, no. Like, my life isn't sham. Like, you sure? So no, that would actually stress me out if that happened right now. And it would just. And somebody else asked me that before, and I was like, I ain't afraid of no commitment. What you talking about? But like,
maybe not commitment. Maybe it's something deeper.
Mm-hmm. But the real harsh truth is that since I'm trying not to be anxious, I'm going into avoidant. There's a lot of TikToks about that. A lot of people who are anxious go into avoidant because they're trying not to be anxious when they turn into avoidant.
Skirt.
Yeah. So that's my harsh truth.
I think, okay, what is another harsh truth of mine? Ooh, this year, okay, so this is a harsh truth. Sometimes I am the problem.
Am I the drama? I don't think I'm the drama.
And I'm not good for somebody. And, like, I have to remove myself or apologize, reflect, whatever the case may be. So I think there wasn't a relationship, but it was a relationship to a degree. And we just didn't match. Like, we weren't speaking each other's love languages. Like, he cared, I cared, but it just wasn't it. Like, we were not meant to be it for each other. So, and it's like we're both trying to justify, well, I do this for you, and I do this for you. This is how I care about you, and vice versa. And it's just like, it just was not a match. And it was prolonged for no reason. So thinking about it, like, when I really had to reflect, it was just like, dang, like he in certain ways, there was a lot of bad things, but in certain ways, it was still like, okay, to the core, he did care about me, and so maybe I was a problem. Like, in realizing in the ways that I was a problem, the fearful avoidant, not being able to express my emotions at that immediate, like learning that about myself now is really hard. That it's like, hey, Tundra, how do you feel about this, this, and this? And it's like deep, and it's like, and I just like, I just turn into
stone.
Not even stone. It's like I'm just cat got your tongue. Yeah. Okay. I don't really know what to say, and then if I do say it, it doesn't sound genuine, and then it's like just expressing myself has just been like super hard as of late. So so that was a harsh truth of mine, and that not everything can be solved with an apology. It just wasn't meant to be. So like having to accept that wasn't that hard, but more so of like, dang, I didn't have good traits. And I'm always like worried about being good. And that's also a harsh truth of mine too, that it's like, that's subjective. Like, being a good person is not gonna, like, it can only get you so far.
Right.
So, yeah.
Okay. My next one correlates with yours. Harsh truth, I don't know how to apologize. And you remember when I found that out, I was like, and it's something that like has been brought up to me before, and I was just like, I don't know what you're talking about. But I don't know how to apologize, because when somebody says that you hurt their feelings, you're not supposed to explain how they took it was not how you meant it. Right. And this is how I meant it. I'm sorry that you misunderstood what I said.
But I'm sorry you feel that way.
It's like, and that's the thing. I remember when I was younger, like hearing like, I'm sorry you feel that way is not a way to apologize. And I was like, I'm not saying that. I wasn't saying, I'm sorry you feel that way. I was still doing, I'm sorry you feel that way. Right. And feeling justified in that, like, this happened and I felt like you did this. Instead of being like, you know what, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to do that. And just being like, leaving it there, but let me take accountability for my actions. It would be like, oh, I'm so sorry. I did not mean to do that. Like, this is what I actually meant, and blah, 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 blah. So do you understand where I'm coming from now? Do you understand? So do you feel better about your feelings that you misunderstood? Yeah. When I talk, I'm like, damn, shit. But, it's no, I don't. Like, and I like, I'm like proud of myself, like, I communicate. Yeah. But sometimes you just need to take accountability that you hurt somebody's feelings. And I'm like, boo, how did I hurt your feelings? Me? Right. I hurt your feelings? Right. What did I do?
I hear you. Sometimes it's for sure hard for me to like apologize. But sometimes even if someone expresses themselves and I do say I'm sorry, I just have to sit and like take it. Like,
I have to be okay with being wrong sometimes. And I think I'm always so hypervigilant, like trying to make sure that I'm not doing anything to offend people. So when I still do, I'm just like, how? Right. You know? Right. So I need to learn how to apologize. I need to learn that I, can be hurtful. I can be the villain. And am I the villain? I am sometimes.
Yeah, because even when I apologize and I just let it, it's literally cringeworthy, and I feel like I think about it for like the rest of my life.
No, for real. If I apologize, I'm like just saying I'm sorry. Like it drives me crazy.
Why though? Pride, ego?
Probably both. Like
So you don't ever feel like you're sorry. Like you don't ever feel like, dang, that was messed up. I actually do see how that's messed up. I apologize.
Yes. Okay. There are times where I'm sorry. Like
it's just hard to say it.
It's hard to say without also explaining. Okay. It's hard to just be like, you know what? I'm sorry. I messed up. That's it. Mm-hmm. Instead of being like, I did not mean da 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 da. Like then I'm still trying to. It's like take accountability instead of trying to be like explain. So do you forgive me now? Right.
It's like.
you can't rush somebody to forgive me. But it's not like I've done like bad things. But even just like the littlest things, I'm just like you're taking it the wrong way. But I think that's all I do know is because that's how it was put on me. So I definitely know because I've seen some of that and I'm like, oh. But even with that, I took that on and I have a problem with apologizing. Like, you can tell me I did something wrong, but I'm explaining to you, like, you know, where my side is. Yeah, so.
Let me see. Over the year, I think what was a harsh truth, which is like, it's both harsh, but also there's positives to it. But pretty much I had to like hide or kill certain parts of myself because not everybody is like ready for that, cares for that, or even is deserving of that. So I know when I was going through like a really restorative healing phase, I express myself like on social media for the most part, but it's still kind of not clear cut. It's not like I'm like, oh my gosh, this is what, like people, I let people know what I want them to know.
Yeah.
So, but I know people know when I'm going through it or something, or like when I'm opening up. So I think just thinking about that phase, and now it's kind of like, not everybody's actually deserving of that. Not everybody cares. Not everybody's ready for that. So having to accept that I have to find my tribe. And at the time, like at this moment, my tribe might be 5 people. And like having to accept that rather than like trying to impose me on a certain crowd. That's just not it for me. And like that those people will come. So pretty much I feel like that was kind of a harsh truth because it's just like, I'm a deep person, but sometimes I just have to remember it's not that. Like I can be a deep person, I'll say, but having to remember that it's not that deep. So, and being okay with like not being able to be my full self every time with every single person.
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think that was kind of hard for me. Just like trying to navigate this world and social media. Like, authenticity. And it's like, okay, well, these are parts of me. But not everybody gets every that, part of you.
Which is still fine.
Right.
But still, like, that balance. I get you.
Yeah.
My next one is that I realized that I intellectualize my feelings instead of feeling my feelings. That's just basically where it's like, I intellectualize my feelings. And I've done it for a long time. Even when I remember, like, I always say, like, oh, you know, I don't, it's hard for me to cry or whatever, stuff like that. Like, I know that I've for a long time built, and I know this is from, like, you know, being called sensitive and all this stuff. And I do realize that really did mess with me because I bring it up so much, but it's like it does really stem from that, where I've built a barrier when it comes to like even negative emotions or just any type of emotions, but really like when it's like release and stuff like that. Like I disassociate, so I can be like, oh yeah, I feel like this way. Even saying like is separating yourself. I found out from the emotion. So, and I realized like, oh yeah, I do that all the time.
Right.
So,
a lot of people.
Yeah. So, that was something that I learned earlier in the year, and I was like, oh, and I still am struggling with it because I didn't understand what that meant for a long time. Like I knew that it was like, this is something I do. How do I undo, or how do I do something different? It's still like...
Oh yeah, that's definitely like practice for sure.
Right. To like be in the moment, allow yourself to feel it and to pass through instead of being like, here's a feeling and here's a wand that goes over and being like, oh yeah, I see that feeling.
Yeah.
This, I know what that is. I know what is textbook what that is.
Yeah.
And like, it's a drop of like what the feeling is. But it's like, oh yeah, I know.
Right.
You know? So, and it's just something I want for myself to like be able to allow myself to feel all different types of feelings. Because when I do, I like who I am more when I actually feel everything, good
That's
and bad.
deep.
Yeah.
Well, that's deep for me because I think, I don't know if this is really a harsh truth, but it, like, just feeling and navigating the emotions, and going through that healing phase, I was like, this is actually not making me feel good.
I feel
Like,
healing. Yeah.
There's certain healing phases that's like, this isn't actually pretty.
No.
This is more draining.
Yep.
If anything, this is very painful. Like I said, it's not that deep, but it's deep, but it's not that deep. So I think, that's interesting that it's like, I don't think I no longer enjoy feeling all the feels and practicing them. Like, I'll feel all the feels with me, myself, and I, and work through that, but not like out in the open.
Yeah, that part is still, because like I have a couple of friends who they feel something and it's on the spot and they'll express it, and I'm just like, what? And it's to me, it's like something so powerful to allow yourself to stand in what you're feeling, even if it's negative, but it's like, if your feelings are hurt, whatever, like it's just something very it's something that, like, I know that I have the capacity to do, but I stop myself because I don't want to be seen as A, B, or C, whatever.
Let's see.
Yeah.
I want to say this is like my last one. I'm gonna combine a few, but this has to do with other people. But some relationships of any type can be familial, romantic, platonic, will only be transactional or one-sided. As much as you wish otherwise, you can love, care about somebody, find them important, all these other things, and it may not be received or it may not be reciprocated. So pretty much for me, which is a harsh truth, is like, stop expecting me out of people.
Ooh.
Like I need to like work on expectations in general, but it's like, just because of me working to be a good person, a loving person, and being me, all these things, but I can't expect me out of people. And some relationships may be one-sided, or they may care about you, but it's conditional, and like pretty much having to value myself and stand in my worth and what's important, and kind of like push that to the side. So understanding like people are trash.
Yeah.
Including me. Sometimes.
Mine is very similar. Mine is that, and it's a combination that I had a pattern of dating people who I don't want to say they're narcissists, but they, for the lack of a better term, dating narcissists. And I allowed myself to be, because you can't have the narcissist without having the empath, and I allowed myself to be the role of the empath, and the negative side of it. And with that, I would shrink myself, people pleasing, all that stuff, but shrink myself for that person to ultimately help them, heal them, make them a better person, help them see for them for who they are, as they just took for me.
Sucked you dry, they're leeches.
Yes. Parasites. And then I continued to make myself small, even though I was doing all these great, wonderful things for them to make them feel better. But it was a pattern that I kept noticing. And at the beginning of the year, I was like, what? Right. I do this. I've done this. And yeah, the last big relationship, whatever, that I was in definitely showed me strong, like, yeah, this is what, if you were questioning, like, this is what you keep dealing with. Had to cut that off. So when I cut that off, I was like, no more, never again. That was the biggest one. Like, I really hurt myself when I found that out, because I was like, you've really been allowing yourself to be small for these other people, in the sake of quote unquote love and everything. Like, nah, like that's crazy. So yeah, that hurt a lot, and that did catapult a big part of my healing journey this year. And I haven't dealt with another one since. So
Hello. God has blocked all the crazies out my way. I don't have the time.
don't have the time.
The moment it starts to get crazy, you have to go.
You have to go.
You're done. But any tips, takeaways? Mine is short, sweet, and to the point. No tips? You just gonna allow people to just sit in the harsh truth?
No. I mean, my only tip for like when you're listening to this and you're thinking about your own harsh truths, don't spiral into you're a terrible person.
Right.
Like, just know that you're recognizing these things and you're working on them, but that does not take away from your true essence.
Right.
So acknowledge, do not internalize.
Okie dokie. Mine is simple. Embrace all that you are. And your truths. And press on.
And press on.
Like, just take in everything to the point that it's like, okay, this is not the best quality about me, or this is not the best truth about other people, but life goes on. Life is going to continue to go on. People are going to die. People are going to everything is going to continue. So you should too. So just embrace all that you are. Find beauty in your imperfections and push forward.
Right. Because we're only talking about harsh truths. We're not talking about the beautiful truths.
Right. But I feel like we're like, okay, this is a harsh truth.
But
this is how we work towards it. Or this is how it became beautiful. Like,
so
Black girl self-care.
My self-care. Oh, I'm so excited. So I'm getting a guitar.
Ooh, fun.
And I'm going to learn how to play the guitar this weekend.
Ooh,
well, like,
fun.
I'm going to start learning.
Wait, you're going to buy it or you're going to like...
It's getting gifted to me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I love that.
So that's my self-care that I'm very excited to be at the park. Hopefully the weather, God be, learning how to play the guitar. So that's going to be mine.
Okay. My self-care.
My eye.
Yeah. I struggle in this area. Explore.
Yeah. Okay. Get curious.
No, cute.
There you go. I mean, that's self-care, period. You're going to be getting cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So?
As you check in with us, remember to check in with yourselves.
Yes.
And thank you. We'll see you in another episode.
And the next episode is our season finale.
Yes, it is.
So I feel like some people kept getting confused, like we're gonna be done. Like my closest friends are getting confused. We're not done. We're just breaking it up in chunks. This is not our full-time gig.
Yeah.
This is a hobby that we're exploring and that we're learning. Who knows, there might be more episodes in season 2 and then on. But the next episode is our season finale. We will try our best to stay engaged with you guys on social media.
Yep.
We have a lot of things that we are working on.
Yes.
So even if we take some time off, you will see us again.
Yep.
So yes, the next episode is the season finale, but it's not the end of the check-in.
Oh, heck no. We got so much more to do.
Yes. So yes, take care of yourselves.
Peace.